Hey guys, Billy Blake here, coming at you live from the Wigwam, as the one and only Rob Labeni would call it, and we're just doing some test stuff here for Blue Nation Network, BNN, and trying to get this figured out as we have Brookville, Punxsy, and Redbank Valley doing a little scrimmage, but we're just kind of messing around. This is with the iPad and trying to figure out what cameras we need to get and just kind of playing around, making sure that things are working. But already figured out we can't zoom in with this iPad, so I mean, at the bare minimum, this is what you're going to get. And and we're just gonna play around here. We got a couple commercials downloaded, and then we've got to go through that, and just a bunch of stuff we're gonna be messing around with here today. But we're gonna let this kind of run. And new venture here with Blue Nation Network. It's Ben and Trisha Fiskus, longtime supporters and of Brookville Wrestling and District 9. And Ben is, pretty much designated his adult life here to anything and all things Brookville Raiders. So it's going to be some good stuff. As it's just going to be more than a sports channel, as we're going to get into some scholastics and the arts and really showcase what's going on. At Brookville Area High School for you people out there in YouTube land. It'll keep you in touch with what's going on at the school. We're going to do some interviews, for on separate kids in the school. There'll be different postings that could be non-sports related, but I think it's going to be a nice model and something that the kids in the school can be proud of. One thing we don't like already is right is left and left is right on the camera. So, but you guys can hang tight here, and I'm gonna go to put things on mute and want to see if this thing actually works here.
Is it on? Oh, Jesus.
Way to go. We're starting the year off good here, baby.
Good Lord. I thought you were a commercial.
Blue Nation Network. Woo, baby.
We'll have to cut that one in the cutting room.
You can edit. That's the nice thing about this is we can go back and edit.
Jesus Christ.
So I mean this is all the same. Hopefully, I think this mutes.
Mac Metals. Mac Metals. Our mission? We strive to be a leading metal manufacturer in the steel industry. By investing in those closest to us, our employees and our customers, we aim to build lifelong partnerships while impacting the community around us. Family owned and operated since 1989. That's Mac Metals, located by BWP Bat Factory off exit 86.
Well, why? It might have. Is there stuff on there now?
I think the goal is not having a check sheet. It's more like a checklist. You got
Yep. And so right now we'll just keep it on the camera on these guys kicking the extra points, and then when the plays come out, Rob and I can do some more talking. Blue Nation Network, Blue Nation Network. Blue Nation Network's in the house.
Steelers JV squad looked pretty good last
Is that better?
Yeah. Started last week. I mean,
Everything. Okay.
yeah, there was
Still figuring things out here, guys. So
we had a little crack.
bear with us, and
I guess
we're trying to get things figured out here, some new equipment and stuff, and so we can be ready to go next week when Keystone comes to town, right? Or are we at Keystone? Yeah, Keystone's at home next week. So Yep. All right, here we go. It looks like the Raiders are going to start on offense, so we'll kind of see what's going on here.
Yep.
Rob?
Well, hey, Shaq, how are you this morning? It's good
Yeah.
to be back on the air here at Brookville Area High School, getting ready for the start of the high school football season. Going to do a little bit of Raider offense here, and guys, bear with us. We really don't have a lot of names and numbers and stuff like that. They got their practice jerseys and stuff on.
The
so
practice jersey numbers should match the roster numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know we've done this in the past, Shaq. That
Well,
hasn't necessarily happened.
It's supposed to.
We've tried to do it, and it never matched up. So, and looks like they're going to go punt here.
Oh, shoot. I got to do this, too.
So we'll get a look at the long snap here. A little low, pretty good. And there's a
we're punting.
boot, fair catch down to about the 25-yard line. And I'd like to welcome my partner in crime, Chad Weaver, to the booth. Chad was out doing some tutoring on the field to some of the younger referees today, getting them ready for the season. Chad, an accomplished ref himself.
No rings. Not yet.
Not yet. And beautiful day here, Shaq. But like me and Ben were talking about earlier, thank God we don't have any morning games because this sun's a killer.
It's about 37 degrees hotter down there.
Yeah, if I sit up here much longer, I'm gonna be able to wrestle heavyweight.
Yeah, you're on air, but did your kids ever talk about the year we went out to Hiram University in Ohio for the 7-on-7? It was like shit. It was like I'm sitting on the turf, like I'm sitting on a cooler on the turf, and it was like my hair was getting shit. It was that hot. Like it was 98 degrees out there, so you imagine what the turf was like. It's the hottest I've ever felt, like any turf. But
it's unreal how much heat that sucks up.
Yeah,
sends straight up.
For you guys that are watching at home, if you're not too familiar with how maybe some of these scrimmages work, they kind of break down into groups and work on certain things. Right now they're in the we just got done working on field goals and stuff, and they are I got a breakdown of how things are gonna work. Right now we're in the punt return and punt portion of the scrimmage, so each team will come out and they'll each get 5 punts. They're all fair catches, so you might notice that there's no contact or anything, so they're, for safety's sake, right now at the scrimmage, they're just
like
when they catch the ball.
Looked like Hayden Freeman doing the punting, I do believe.
And so Brookville punts first. Punxsy's going to punt next, and then Redbank, and then we're going to get right into each team will get 10 set of plays, and then they'll do that. Each team will go twice, and then looks like they go from the 50-yard line and try to go drives from there, Shaq. Does that sound about right?
Sometimes they do down a distance, but I don't see the chains out there.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
But it's just a good way for the coaches to get a look at what they got going on, and the players to get a feel for
Nice catch.
where they're going to be on game day, and
it's a quick whistle, so don't get excited because they don't want anybody getting hurt. The quarterback's not going to probably touch the ground, that kind of stuff. It's to see. Well, it's just nice hitting somebody else other than
right.
For 2 weeks. But
Sure, I can imagine that doesn't that gets old after a while, lining up across from the same guy every time, and you eventually learn his idiosyncrasies, and you're pretty much dancing with him because you know exactly what he's going to do. And so yeah, it's got to be a little bit of a challenge going up against a new body in a scrimmage like this, and of course right into the regular season.
It's going to be interesting, I think, Ribeye, to see how this team moves on from last year and how they progress. And there's 33 kids. 6 of those kids are from Abraxas, which is new this year with the co-op. And So I don't know. We'll see. The numbers are down, but they're down everywhere. You know, right now we're sitting at 17 or 18 junior high kids, but Dave Osborne was telling me Punxsy has 11 junior high right now. So
Crazy.
like the numbers are down everywhere. It's just not Brookville.
Well, and it's just not football. It's
right,
just
it's
about everything. They're just
Yeah.
kids are playing sports less and less. And
Well, yeah. I mean, the percentage of kids in Brookville are playing sports is like really really low. I actually did a thing over the summer where I was kind of venting some of my concerns with like the numbers and sports and stuff, and then as I progressed, I just kept digging into it more and more, and it shared my findings and numbers with Coach or Dave Osborne and stuff, and it's
alarming.
yes, it's a low percentage of Brookville students that are involved in sports, and we're talking every season. It's not like it used to be, and
And I think there's a lot of different reasons for that, Scott. I think, I mean, I've noticed a lot lately that you got a lot of kids that are specializing in one sport. They're not playing all three. Like maybe when me and you came up through, you always had a lot of kids that played three sports, depending. I mean, whatever combination that might be. There was a lot of three-sport athletes that were playing in the fall, the winter, and the spring, and now it's there's a lot of pressure on them to be it. I mean, with some of these sports, there's no off season. It's all year round where they're working on something, and these kids they're choosing to do that and not playing any of the other stuff. The other thing is there's just so much other stuff for kids to do. I mean, I don't want to sound like the old fuddy-duddy and talk about sitting in front of the video games and stuff, but there's a lot of that. There's a lot of kids travel with their parents. There's all kinds of different reasons, but it's not a priority anymore for some kids to be in an extracurricular activity.
Yeah, and back, I'm showing my age or whatever, but it was also a pride thing back in the day.
It certainly was.
It
yes.
was like, I was telling somebody the other day, like the biggest thing when I was in high school and coming up through was when you were a junior high wrestler, you couldn't wait to be a varsity wrestler to get that white hooded sweatshirt. And all it had, it was real small and the right chest said Brookville Wrestling, had your name on the other side. That was it. Like that was the bomb, man.
Sure.
Like you couldn't wait to get that.
And that's what I'll tell you. I tell our at baseball practice and that. I mean, normally, I've been coaching with Chad here for about the last 4 or 5 years, and I think the most we've ever had is 20 or 22 kids. And I like to tell those kids all the time that growing up in DuBois, you would show up your first baseball practice in DuBois, and there'd be 60 kids in that gym. And it was like you just said, a pride thing to be able to put that jersey on, and you were just hoping you were one of the 25 kids to take the bus to the away games, because at that time, every away game there was a list posted on who was going, and there were 30 kids that didn't get to go to those games. And now, kids show up the first day of practice, and you kind of already know where your team's at, so it's not a hard predicament.
So it's the instant gratification too. Like they want to come out and they want to be successful right away instead of
putting the work in.
It just doesn't work that way. You got to put time in to get better.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what sport it is. It doesn't happen overnight. You gotta work at it. Well, it's just not sports. That's anything.
Well, yeah. And here's the other thing you were talking about on the one sport athletes, or whatever. But like, there's research out there that there's more injuries to athletes that are one sport athletes all year round because they're using the same muscle, doing the same thing over and over again and stuff. Whereas if you had a wrestler, if you had a wrestler come out of wrestling season and did track, what I'm saying, or another sport, mixing it up a little bit instead of like wrestling all year round, or or being a track, doing track, or even baseball. You got baseball, then fall ball, and then winter workouts, whatever. That it's. I mean, there's a lot of different research out there. But I can tell you this much: we are in a position here at Brookville that we have to have coaches that are going to be willing to share athletes with other sports, especially when they're opposite seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
We can't have football players not wrestling, or basketball players not playing football players not doing track,
Yep.
basketball players not doing, whatever it might
Sure.
be, soccer.
Yep.
And we need it. We need them to all, and it's just one of those things that
I know me and Chad and the rest of our baseball coaching staff, we've been over the last few years, we've had a lot of baseball players that also ran track, and we've worked around their schedule so they could go to meets, or if they had to come to practice early and get their sticks in and then head to track practice. We've done that kind of thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only been in track 2 years, but like if a kid is doing both, he would identify his number one sport, right?
Yeah, he would.
So baseball and track
Sure.
on the same night, and the kid baseball was his number one. He goes to the baseball game, misses the track. Is that how that works?
That would be right. I mean, and there were kids who would do one. There were kids who would identify, listen, hey, track's my first thing, but if I don't have a meet or whatever, then I'll show up. And we were okay. If we knew what we were getting up front, then it was worth it. So, yep, that's always been policy, because you're right. It's in a small school like this, you can't just you can't tell them, well, you're either playing with me or you're out. I mean, you can't do that kind of stuff anymore. It's impossible. So you got to try to work with them. And I mean, in Brookville's case, they have an outstanding track program. I mean, every year it's one of the best track programs in the district. There's no doubt about it. And I mean, they have excellent coaching, and I think as a baseball team, we have good coaching. I'd lie to you if I wouldn't like to see our numbers and participation go up, because it's a little disappointing that that's all we get. But there are, from our standpoint, seeing what's down below, there are a lot of good kids down in Little League, and some 13 to 15-year-olds that are on the horizon. So I'm hoping that there's a little bit of change in the tide and our numbers go up here over the next few years. So, and I know they're doing some good stuff down there in the Little League programs and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting, but we'll see how that translates to the high school level.
We get ready to do offense, it looks like.
Yes, we are. So Brookville, we're going to do Brookville's going to be on offense here, and it looks to me like that is probably Trenton Colgan at quarterback, just by his demeanor. Known Trenton a long time. Trenton drops back. He's going to make a throw, and his first pass is an interception, and that's going to go down to the 1 yard line. He stopped. So Colgan shaking off the pregame jitters there as he throws a pick against. This is against Punxsy is who they're going up against.
They should be decent this year. Punxsy, I would think.
Well, they were okay last year too. They were pretty good. Here's a snap to Colgan. Is that maybe Kellgren at running back?
So now we're back to the right way.
Colgan on the keep there, gets to the outside, and a short gain, if any, there. Woodchuck. My eyesight doesn't get any better. I might have to buy a set of binoculars. High snap to Colgan. Oh, there's the veer as he was reading the D end, and he pulled it back in and tried to get around the corner, but good stop there by Punxsy before he got back to the line of scrimmage. Well, it's Colgan rolls out, looks to screen that out to. I'll try to get you a number on that running back. I thought it was number 1. If that's the case, it's Gabe Hanna. Can you see that, chat?
Number 2.
Number 2.
It should be Patel.
That is. It's Parker. I was right the first time. It is Parker Kellgren. Yeah, Colgsy's at the QB spot. So Colgan at quarterback, Parker Kellgren. Sidecar to his right. There's a pass downfield to Freeman. A little bit high. Freeman goes up and knocked down. So
I can't. That's be so bad.
that would be a little bit annoying, Shaq. There's got to be a way to fix that. Ball was a little lower, Shaq. I think we had a completion there.
I do. It was a good read.
Yep.
It just was a little high.
There's a screen. That Sammy
Okay.
Krug.
Yeah, look, number. It almost has to be that. I can't see the number.
Decent little gain there. It looked like Krug. Sammy Krug on the reception there on the outside on the wide receiver screen.
It's got to be nice for Colgan to have those 2 guys back.
Oh yeah, they're
Ugh.
speed to burn on the outside, no doubt about it. We all know how fast those 2 are. Oh, that was a tough throw in between 3 defenders. He tried to drop that in. There wasn't a lot doing there. Luckily, he overthrew everybody.
And the offensive line's a little banged up.
Yeah, what'd you say? Anzinger and Balzer aren't playing.
They're out, so that hurts. This is. I feel like I've got the camera pointed at Interstate 80.
Checking on bridge progress.
And they're going the wrong way on here. Like they're going to our left. They're going from our right to our left on here. They're going to their left to their right on the TV screen.
That pass was intended for Gabe Hanna on the outside, but he had it in his hands, and then he got thumped, and ball came loose.
That's the thing.
Hanna's a sophomore this year?
Yeah. I came down Friday. They had a practice under the lights for the community to come out Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing that I did notice was when they were doing their offense, anytime a receiver dropped a pass, it was automatically to the sideline, touch the sideline. There's a nice
little crossing pattern there by Krug, comes down with it.
A little bit more zip on the ball. It's going to come. It's first series, but anyways, anytime a receiver dropped the ball, they ran right to the sideline, touched the sideline, and ran a gasser.
Oh wow!
Sideline. So that was an emphasis I know going in because they felt like last year once Krug and Freeman were down, the kids just didn't catch the ball like they should have been catching the ball and stuff. So the running back should be Kellgren and then Burns.
That looked like that wasn't Kellgren.
That might have been Burns. And then Sarvey is what I was kind of led to believe the other day talking to him, that was kind of the order that they were sitting in right now. So I think Rahal is centering.
Should be. I'll tell you what. The one big spot for this team when you get everybody back healthy is it should be a pretty decent offensive line.
Oh.
I got to assume you got Rahal, you got Anzinger, you got Balzer. I got to assume that Bobby Hack, and I got to assume Zach Phillips is playing this year.
Yep.
I didn't see.
He's on there.
I didn't see his name because he's a big athletic kid. So.
Yeah. So okay. So it looks like we're going to be going on defense. So we'll have to see here. It'll be interesting to see how the defensive line, because those are 2 big guys from the line too that aren't going to be in there.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out who we got here.
Krug on the outside here at one of the Freeman and Krug on the outside. Then it looks like you got Blake Porter and Parker Parker Kellgren at the safeties. Porter looking to have a big year. I mean, he up until him getting hurt last year, he was having a monster year. There's a big run by Redbank as they take this out over the 50-yard line.
What was that, a run?
Yeah. Ball spotted at the 50. Redbank Valley with the ball. Brookville on defense. Looks like they're going with a 4-3-4, Shaq. And there's a little 5-yard scamper up the middle.
This is I can't do this. This is I'm really confused doing this. When your eyes are watching the one way and this,
You got to turn the camera the opposite way. Four down lineman for the Raiders. There's a snap. Little option pitch there. They do get the ball to the outside along the sideline. And there's a stop made by number 23. That's Jordan Sarvey. A little help from Timmy Kuntz, number 33. But not until another pretty decent gain there by the Bulldogs. Take the ball down to the 35-yard line.
I don't see Zach Phillips on there. Oh, they have him as number 6.
They have him at running back and defensive lineman.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's a lineman now. I just put them in. I just put the roster in Max Preps for Coach Mo, and I know he was a lineman.
There's a ball deep of it. He's going to overthrow everybody. Krug on the coverage, but that ball was just overthrown.
So.
We open up next Friday, don't we?
Yep.
Holy cow! Yeah, we'll be. Here. Yeah, we'll be. Make sure you guys, if you're tuning in today, make sure you're with us next Friday night. I would imagine we'll probably be on sometime around 6:30 or so.
Probably.
And we'll get a little pregame with me and Chad and the coach Scott Park, and we'll bring you some. It's Keystone, right?
Keystone.
Yeah, Keystone will be coming to town, down here to the Wigwam at Brookville Area High School.
They should be pretty decent this year, too. They've got some kids coming back.
And we'll get you all caught up on what to expect. And some of these kids returning from last year, they're going to be seniors. And there's a little pattern there. Nice throw.
Who was that, 8?
Like Porter
on the coverage. Boy, he bit inside hard.
There'll be
oh my goodness. Sorry about the camera, guys. This is just like I can't, for whatever reason, I can't comprehend this.
It'll definitely be exciting having football back next week. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss week 2. I have to take a little trip next weekend, or the following weekend. Oh, we just step up into the pressure and make a throw there, huh?
Yeah.
That was a nifty little throw. So Redbank marches down the field, and they're going to put it in the end zone. They did that on about 6 plays, I think. Looked sharp.
Yeah, they did. I ran into Coach Kuhndick over by the concession stand there before I came up and asked him how it was going and stuff. And he was talking, the offensive line is young. He said they got some decent size, but they're really, really young. Of course, they got Braylon back, so that's a big part.
Yep.
But
Good protection there, though. Gave him
Yeah,
good
well, they
time.
look like they're doing good.
They are doing good. That was a good throw. Just a little bit long.
We're not very big inside. I know Chase Nemo is playing nose. I'm pretty sure that's him down there. And then it looks like Zach Phillips, who has number 6 on.
You guys,
Is that
Brookville likes to put that undersized guy at the nose, don't they?
there was a lot of high praise on Chase the other day when I was talking to some of the coaches about it. Like they were really.
Well, Chase is. I gotta be honest. Chase is a coachable kid. He's tough. He's athletic. He might be as athletic as they come. I mean, he can do some stuff. I mean, he really opened our eyes during baseball, and I mean, he's going to have opportunities down the road. He just Chase is a good kid. He really is, and I just laugh about like Nimmo, and I think last year Owen was at nose a little bit, and then before that you guys had Cole at the nose, who wasn't exactly. I mean, back then Cole was a little bit bigger than he is now, but he still wasn't lineman size.
No, but he did a good job. Like he served a purpose. Like it's just, especially if you get a center that's slow, it's. But no, Chase had heard a lot of good things about Chase, and heard a lot of good things about how the co-op was going. The kids getting along and meshing. So like, there's positives there. They just gotta they got to believe in themselves, and they have to remember that like today I feel like they're going to have a decent offensive line when everybody's healthy. So we'll see.
Yeah. We'll have to talk more about that. The Abraxas kids, and
there's a couple that still don't have numbers yet, so I'll try to get that all figured out for next week and stuff. And
maybe down the road that would be a pretty decent. We talked there at the meeting last week about doing interviews and stuff. Maybe we get those guys together. And
Coach Fitch, who works at Abraxas and brings the kids down, was my defensive coordinator when I was at Sheffield, and then when he was done coaching Sheffield up there, he coached 2 years down here with me on my staff. So, and now he's back down here with the co-op. So
that's good.
He'd be a good one to get talk to and stuff if we need somebody.
And
so I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like last year we did a good job for being as one-dimensional as we had to be last year, running the ball and stuff. I just feel like this year that maybe the passing will open up the running this year, where like last year the running had to open up, so we'll see, because definitely think it's going to be running back by committee, because I just don't know if there's nothing against Parker. I just don't know if Parker can be that guy who can carry the ball 30 times and take those hits every game. So
and I know this is going to sound kind of cliche because this goes at any level of football, but it seems to me one of the things that we just haven't, as a football team, haven't been able to get away from the last few years is injuries.
Yeah.
And unfortunately at this level, and at least in this program, you don't have the kind of depth where you got your 2 or 3 deep to replace a Sam Krug or a Hayden Freeman. Not everybody's blessed with that kind of speed.
Right.
And even at quarterback, there's not a lot of teams that got 3 guys back to back waiting to jump in there and just take over and not miss a beat.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on anybody. That's just everybody's got different skill sets.
Yeah, I mean and I look back to those couple of years where Jack Krug got hurt in the job that Robert Keft did. Right now we don't have that kind of Robert was just an athlete that he could put him in almost any situation and he was going to thrive. But
and let's face it, I mean, with Parker and Trenton, I mean, they haven't had a ton of opportunities over the last couple of years, so they're just, I don't want to say just learning the position, but they haven't exactly been like everyday starters either.
Yeah, they're I'd look at them like rookie.
Right.
I mean, they played last year, but And and last year there were so many people that were out of position because of the injuries and stuff. Like
Right.
it was hard to even. That's what people don't understand when you don't have the depth and there's some kids that should be out for football that I feel that aren't out for football. When you don't have those,
Sure.
now you're moving kids. Whereas if we had some of those kids, I think that should be out playing. If someone gets hurt, they can go in for that position. When you don't have that, then you got to start moving people around, and
Yep.
now you got kids playing positions they shouldn't be playing. It's just, it's tough, especially when you have 30. We have 33 kids on the roster. 6 of those are Braxis kids right now, and it's just tough. And it's hard when you have those young guys that played football coming up through, and now they're not playing. And they could have provided vital depth.
Sure.
For
Absolutely.
us.
Yep. We got Punxsy on offense now, and they little misdirection there up the middle for a short gain.
So I don't know. We'll see. But it's well, you know how it is. Like think about I'm going to use when you guys lost Sergio.
Oh, geez.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well,
I mean, that's one guy, but now you got guys that now you have to find someone to play shortstop. It's really not a shortstop.
Yeah.
And so let's say you take your third baseman, move him to short. Now you got to put somebody in there. It might not be a third baseman. It's a domino effect,
Yep.
and that's what happens when you don't have a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
And
we were a whole different team. If Sergio sticks around, we were a whole different baseball team.
And people don't understand that. Like last year, we were a totally different team. Even if we had just one of them, Krug or Sam, I feel like we'd been totally different. If we had both of them, like it's hard to tell what that team. Now granted, it would have been an uphill battle with Clarion and one out in Ohio and Port Allegheny. But I'm just telling you, everybody else on our schedule, I feel like we could have played with if we had those guys. As well as we were running the ball last year and then having that speed on the outside, I just feel like that's a game changer, and people don't understand that. They want to sit there and say, well, they were 2 and whatever. I said, yeah, but like,
but there's a fine line between being 2 and 3 and being at 500 too. There was probably a handful of games where you're right that those guys make a difference, and maybe they make a play or two, and that game's all of a sudden different. So, yeah, I'm with you there. It's there's not a big difference between having a winning record and a losing record most of the time. But you're right. You were always it didn't matter who you had. You're always going to struggle, especially last year with Clarion and that Port Allegheny game with that Bliss kid. And Ohio was just a drubbing. But even in that game, we shot ourselves in the foot on special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we gave up 2 kicks for touchdowns. And, I mean, so that wasn't even all offense and defense. That was just letting guys run kicks back.
Right.
So that game was.
And it's really tough. Like let's go back to Noah Peterson's senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carson and Weaver, Bryson Carson Weaver. Like that year, we lost Charlie. And we were 0 and whatever, trying to find a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to find the positives. Like that was like I kept telling them, that's not the team. That's not the team we are. And all our goals were still there. Even though we were like 0 and 3 at one point in time, like our goal to be in district finals and play for a district title was still there.
Right.
We just had to find the right pieces, and Noah Peterson was that piece that we found. Week 4 or 5? I mean, we ended up being 6-6 that year, and I think at one point in time we were 1 and 5 or 1 and 4. So like, you're right. I'm just going back to like how we could have very easily been 2 and something that year and ended up being 6 and 6.
Yeah.
Like last year's team, there was 2 and 8, but there was very easily could have been a 5 and 5 team.
Absolutely.
If things would have worked out.
Oh, I agree. And there were a lot of games that we were right in it at halftime, and just inexplicably came out.
And that's where depth hurts, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, I don't know. It just, as a coach, it frustrates me being a teacher in the building and seeing kids in that school that aren't playing a sport that I feel like should be doing something. And it doesn't have to be football, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's kids out there that should be should be on a soccer team, or there's kids in there that should be on the girls volleyball team. There's boys and girls that probably should be out doing some cross country and stuff that just
Yep.
aren't for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, yeah, I believe me. How many times have I mean, me and you've coached Little League together. We've done a lot of stuff, and how many kids that I'll go back to this group that, I'm on the last half of these guys I started off with when they were 13 with like Owen and Luke Burton and those guys. And just 4 or 5 years ago, we won a Legion title. We went to regionals, and fast forward 2 or 3 years, and you're missing half that team because they don't play baseball anymore. And I mean, you would have talked to me back then. I'm thinking, oh my God, wait till these guys are juniors and seniors. Well, then you take half of them out of the equation because they go, maybe some of them go to track, some of them do other things. And now all of a sudden your whole dynamic changes. One, they move away, that kind of stuff. And I mean, you go back to when we won the district title when those kids were 10, you fast forward to the senior year, you know how many kids were still playing off of that 12-man roster?
Not very many. 3.
Aaron, Cole, and Seth. Off of that 10-year-old all-star team that won districts, their senior year, only 3 of the 12 were still playing baseball out of that team that won that district title.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always translate over to where they keep playing.
Right.
And those 3 kids didn't even get a senior year. That was the COVID year.
Oh, that does suck. All right, so we must be getting ready for the next stage of. I really was trying to find that.
So what do you think? You want to run Duke Brookville here, and then you think we got enough?
I think so. Yeah, we'll do Brookville.
All right. See if Brookville can get something going here. Second time through. Looks like to me they're starting out on defense here against Punxsy. Yeah, Punxsy was going back-to-back offensive 10 sets, and so.
I'll find those numbers that I looked up. I thought I had them in an email, but those numbers I did on the participation and stuff, I focused on be this year's 8th through 12th graders because I didn't know the 7th grade numbers coming up in yet but
Right.
I'll try to find those and we can talk about that some more next week. I just can't find the people I sent that stuff to. $77 must be Hack. I'm guessing. Boy, 33 small too for being a DN.
That's that Koontz kid, Tim Koontz.
Oh, okay.
Kelgren back at safety. Krug up here.
They have the Hazen Assassin at linebacker.
Oh, I forgot about Dante.
Yeah, he's 14. They do. They have him. Wow. Huh. That's interesting.
Dante.
Oh my goodness, he is.
He is something. I love Dante. Boy, I'll tell you what. You want to talk about a pleasant surprise this year on baseball? Dante Mori was it. He jumped from one of those guys that you weren't sure was going to start to a leadoff guy, and you could almost make the argument he was one of the most reliable outfielders we had, and he just had a spectacular year.
He needs to learn how to tackle there, though. He had that guy about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage and whiffed on him. I'll have to give him a text later today. Say, hey, you need to learn how to tackle, buddy. He'll love me for that one. Can't believe he's going to be a senior.
Yeah.
He is a senior. I should say going to be. He is a senior.
Isn't it crazy?
It's
These kids are. Oh, there's a little pressure on the outside. They don't quite get to him. Oh, defender.
he was right there.
Freeman
too.
just fell down, and that left the receiver wide open. Freeman had good position on
I
that.
think that's interception if he doesn't get tripped
Yeah.
up.
Wow. Good coverage there by Freeman. Just got tangled up with the receiver and fell. And
You can tell too his body language.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to be kidding.
well, he was step for step. Well, there ain't a lot of guys in District 9 that are going to be able to run by him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Him and Krug both. You shouldn't really be a lot of deep stuff on the outside.
I can't see who they have at safety.
You got Kelgren. Kelgren and Porter. Well, Porter might be an outside linebacker. Maybe they're going to 4-4. Maybe it's Krug, Freeman, and I know Kelgren's playing deep. He was at safety.
Okay.
So then maybe you got 4-4. I was thinking maybe they had a 4-3, but Porter's probably playing outside linebacker, come to think of it.
Let's see, so you got Dante. You got Freeman. Krug. Parker. 10 is
I can tell.
it looks like a 4-3. Playing a 4-3, and I bet you this kid here, number 10, is the strong safety.
It's Isaac Burns.
Okay. All right.
Good coverage there again by Freeman. His guy had a step, but a little contact there at the end kind of broke it up.
I think Burns is a sophomore, maybe?
He is a sophomore. Yep. So you got Freeman on the outside, Burns, the Hazen assassin, Dante Mori. A hard time reading these numbers on the back of these stupid silver jerseys. Krug on the other outside on the far side of the field. Kelgren at safety. Hack. Easton Roch is in there on the defensive line with Hack. I'll try to get you the other two guys here on the other side.
Chase, what is he, a buck?
Yeah, there's
30?
Nimmo, and Nimmo's going
got
to come on
you
a
got the safety or the sack. I mean,
yeah. Chase Nimmo, good pressure there up the middle to get the sack.
looked like a little twist action. He looked like the tackle came down towards the center, and Chase looped out around. That's pretty sweet.
Punxsy looking to throw here. Again, pressure by the Brookville defensive line. They're getting through Shaq.
Yeah.
That looked like maybe that was Roch on the from the DN spot.
He was another one that I heard a lot of good things about during 2 days and stuff. So
Can you get a number on the DN on the other side with the white shirt hanging out? I can't read it from
I
here.
can't see it either. Hopefully he'll turn.
There's a handoff. Roch comes off his block, but he gets out around there, and there's a stop going to be made by the Hazen assassin. Fumble.
81. Was that DN?
We don't have an 81. Dante Mori on the tackle, and it looked like the ball came free, and he recovered it. So good play there by the Raiders defense to strip that out after a decent run by Punxsy. But, well, looks like they're going to say he was down, which I don't think is a right call, but it's just a scrimmage, so we're not going to get too crazy, Shaq.
Yeah, we'll take it easy on the officials. They're learning today, too.
Yeah, it looked like that ball came out way before he was down. Out of the gun here. There's a quick handoff up the middle. Big hole. But that closes quickly by the Raider linebackers. Look like Maury and
20. I can't see. Come on, turn it back there.
can't wait till Friday when I got a printed one. I should have printed that out.
I forgot to yesterday when I was at the school.
I was pretty
20,
late.
29 was on that tackle.
I was pretty lazy this morning. I got to be honest with you. Last night I golfed after work, and then me and Lori went and got something to eat, and I was pretty much sleeping.
Move your feet.
I'm still tired, Shaq.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some lottery tickets. It's up to like $600 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't win unless you play.
Yeah.
So.
Trust me, if I win that, I'm probably not gonna work anymore.
That would be sweet.
Probably gonna buy a golf course.
That would be cool too.
Just play whenever I want. Nobody else is allowed on it. Just me.
I'll run it for you.
Perfect. You just gotta mow and keep it watered.
That's what we'll hire Cole and Tanner and Elliot to do.
You guys still have a whole bunch of ground out in Sigel we can put it in?
Actually, we don't.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. It's all been sold.
Well,
Sorry.
there goes that idea.
Dr. May lives on half of it.
Does he?
Yeah. He bought Ken that the half Ken had.
Mm-hmm. So your mom and dad still live out in the same place, right?
Yep. They live in the same place. Yeah.
What about Kenny? Doesn't still live out at the farm,
No.
does he?
No. That's where Dr. May lives now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Uncle Ken and Judy had bought a house in South Carolina and had an apartment, kept an apartment up here in Sigel, but now they're up here full time.
Yeah.
They got rid of the house, so I'm surprised. Before they bought the house in South Carolina, they were looking towards State College. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
But that was around the COVID year too. That they were running into trouble finding a place and stuff. So,
Well, I'm not a real estate authority by any stretch of the imagination, but I got to imagine that rent in Sigel is way less than rent in State College.
oh, yeah.
There's a little insider tip for you, and I didn't even have to go to real estate school for that.
No, not at all.
I can't imagine it's cheap to live in State College. Although it is a cool place. Not exactly what you would call a huge Penn State fan, but it is a nice place to visit and hang out.
We've turned you just enough.
I told you before, as long as they're not playing the Panthers, I'm all about it. But you got to be excited coming up here.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I'm
being cautious.
I just have doubts that you got the right guy running the helm. That's my only knock.
Let's hope the offensive defense coordinators can overcome that.
Well,
I think Pitt and Penn State, could have the same problem. The wrong guys running.
Oh, there's no doubt Pitt's got the wrong guy running the show. If he was just a defensive coordinator, okay. Dude has no reason to be running a football program.
Who is that?
Good run there.
Oh, that's Freeman.
Nice run there by Freeman. I think we were chatting, but I think it was probably a wide receiver screen.
That is great. This is ridiculous. I'm showing left and you're going right. Like I can't.
Did you get your tickets to the Oregon Penn State game?
I did.
Did you really?
Dalen and Elliot and I are going.
Nice. Oh boy, would that be fun? Look at that, wide open.
Ooh.
Oh,
Who is that?
Krug.
Oh,
Wide
no,
open. And
No. Is he rubbing his shoulder?
look like he grabbed his ribs.
It was collarbone last year, right? Or 1 year. it's just my eyes are going one way, the T-Rex go the other way.
Kelgren in a quarterback now for the Raiders. Is he going to take some reps back here? Kelgren did the first set of 10. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Looks like maybe Colgan still is back there. So that was Colgan on the keep, it looked like. There's a snap. Colgan is a quarter. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Colgan drops back looking to throw. Ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Falls down.
He's just, it doesn't look, Trenton looks like he's not setting his feet and getting his body into the throw.
I know Trenton very well, and if Trenton sometimes does have the tendency to throw off his back foot, just not with a football, but he likes to do that with a baseball too. So if there's one thing that Trenton does need to learn how to do is to step into his throws.
Okay, nice little
Yeah,
run.
little nifty maneuver in there. Looks like a young Eric Metcalf.
Looks like he's reading the D end on whether to give or keep. So we'll probably see a keep here at some point.
Just to run that in lumberjacks. What do they call that? I always call it a veer, but there's another name for it. And there's
Read option.
read option. That's what I was looking for. A nice little roll out there by Colgan.
And that's the hazing assassin.
Yeah, Dante Mori with the reception, a gain of about 6. Nice throw there by Trenton on the run.
He didn't have enough time to think. He just had to throw. I'm just saying that it happens. Sometimes that's the problem.
Sometimes it is. Little end around there. No, fake end around on the jet to Freeman, and Colgan goes up the middle.
That's a nice little gain, too.
We'll gain of 4 or 5. So the Raider offense looks better on this drive than they did the first 10. Colgan, lots of time. Got Porter across the middle. Porter's got 2 men to beat. He's going to be drugged down inside the 5, down to about the 4. So nice little throw there by Colgan, and good job by Porter working his way down the field. So it'd be a 1st and goal Raiders. Now, of course, we're not having down a distance, but if we were, Shaq, we would be in business.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's something this year that I know last year we really struggled inside the 20-yard line to come away with points in a lot of football games. So, again, but that you get guys like Freeman and Krug back in the fold, that could change in a hurry.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that was a point of emphasis here as the Raiders will move forward. Colgan again to throw, drop straight back, and he's got Krug right in the middle of the field for a touchdown.
Good. That's awesome.
Yep. So nice drive there by the Raiders to get out and put some points up in this scrimmage. And I think they maybe got a couple plays. Nah, looks like maybe last play I just heard Coach Morrison say. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, last play. So they'll take the ball to the 20. See if they try to hit a home run here with Freeman on the sideline. What do you think? See what kind of arm Colgan has. Freeman's going to come in a little bit tighter to the formation. Twins to each side. There's a snap. Colgan looking to throw. A little crossing pattern, but either Porter or Krug, one of them wasn't on the same page as Colgan as they turned back and looked at each other. So that's going to be it for the Raiders on offense. And I got a feeling, Shaq, that's going to be it for a while here until they get into the second portion of this scrimmage. So, guys, before we sign off here, I just wanted to say make sure you're joining us Friday night. Like I said, we'll be on sometime around 6:30. Talk a little bit about the upcoming season, give you a preview of the Keystone Brookville game and what we expect, and hopefully maybe during the week this week we'll get maybe an interview with Coach Mo and maybe a player or two and get you ready for Friday night. We'll keep you posted and make sure that if you haven't already, join the Blue Sports Network on Facebook.
Blue Nation Network.
Blue Nation Network on Facebook and Blue Nation Network on YouTube. I believe Ben posted links where you can go right to that on the Facebook page. You'll be able to watch the games on YouTube, and they'll be live all season long. And anybody interested in being a sponsor on Blue Nation Network, contact Ben Fiscus.
There are, as far as sponsor goes, there's levels of sponsorship. So reach out to Ben. Each level has different things that the business gets and is entitled to and stuff. So I'm sure there's something in that package for your business. So, and again, Rob, like, let's emphasize that Blue Nation Network is just not going to focus on athletics. They're going to try. We're going to get other things going and do. I don't know, maybe some different shows or something. I'm not sure exactly the direction we're going to go, but it's just not going to be all sports. You know, it could be doing graduation. It could be, whatever it might be. So,
And guys out there that have been with us on Brookville Sports and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we've been bringing you football for a long time, and for the most part, it's predominantly been football and it's been wrestling. And we've tried to bring you a little bit of baseball. That this is we're trying to expand on what that brought you, and make this better. And guys, if you've sponsored with Brookville Sports in the past, we would love to have you back and is a sponsor, because in order for us to bring this programming, it's not free. I mean, we got to be able to do some stuff. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of equipment. And there's a lot of people out there that don't live in Brookville, that are grandparents, that are aunts and uncles, that they really enjoy being able to watch their grandsons, their granddaughters, whatever the sport may be, volleyball, girls basketball. We're going to try to bring you a little bit of everything, but it's pretty big for a grandparent that lives in Tucson, Arizona, to tune in and watch their kid or their granddaughter or whatever play a sport, and that's what we're trying to do here. And we want to showcase all these athletes. We want to showcase golf, who already earlier this season's had some big success, and we want to bring you girls volleyball. We want to bring you wrestling. We want to bring you baseball and girls softball and track, and let you get to know these athletes and the coaches that put in their time and effort. And so if you call Ben, contact him, see what the levels of membership are, or the membership or the levels of sponsorship are, because without you guys supporting the community, supporting these kids, it's tough. And I mean, it can be as little as, I don't off the top of my head know what the sponsorship levels are, but if you just want to be a regular sponsor, or if you want to be a major sponsor, that's entirely up to you. But I do know Ben, like we talked about at the top of the show, has been involved with Brookville Sports for a long time. He's been involved with wrestling. Anybody in District 9 knows anything about wrestling knows Ben he runs the Ultimate Duels. He runs the District 9 wrestling program, or wrestling tournament. Does a phenomenal job, just a great organizer, and Ben's here to grow something, and we're all here to help him. But we need help from sponsors around the community. And yeah, we're expanding on Brookville Sports, but this is a whole new product from the ground up. We're going to try to make this better than it was, and we're going to try to make it bigger than it was. So, actually, I was just handed our sponsorship level. So let me go through this for you. So we have a bronze level sponsor, which is $250. And that's a logo featured at the start of the end of every game video, including a monthly Facebook sponsor shout out. Then from there, we have a silver sponsor, which is $500. And that's a verbal thank you during each game, business tagged in Facebook posts each week, and business named in the video description. Then from there, you go to a gold sponsor, which is $1,000, and you're named on our logo banner, which we'll have outside of each game. 2 verbal shout outs during each video, and tagged or linked in all Facebook game week posts. Then our diamond sponsor, which is $1,500, and there's only limited spots of these. It gives you a 15 to 30 second ad spot in game broadcast, featured in all event announcements, and regular tags and mentions on our Facebook page. And then there's only 2 of these available, and this is our platinum sponsor. And this is you'll be the main sponsor for our broadcast or our coach's corner or maybe even our scoreboard or whatever, but only 2 people can take these platinum sponsor spots, and your business is named on all videos all year round. It doesn't matter what sport we're doing, what it is, you're on all our levels. So for a little bit more information on that, don't hesitate to get a hold of Ben Fiscus, and he'll be more than glad to walk through those with you. And we'd love to have you aboard and help us get this going. And like I said, it's we want to make this more about the whole school, just not maybe football and wrestling. We want to make this about all athletics, all students. Doesn't matter if it's band, chorus, whatever. We're going to expand on a lot of different things here, and we would be happy to have you and have you be part of that, Jack. No doubt.
Yeah, it's. I think it's exciting, and we're just gonna try to work with Ben as best we can to try to get this off and going in the right direction. And I like the idea. I'm a diehard sports guy, but
makes 2 of us. There's no doubt.
I like the idea that we're going to mix it up a little bit to get other people recognition involved and stuff like that. And I know listening to Ben in that meeting we had, he has some pretty good lofty goals. One of his goals was he hopes it takes off and to where he can actually give a couple scholarships.
Yeah.
One scholarship to an athlete, and then one scholarship to, whether it be to the arts or whatever, So there is a lot of upside to this, and now it might take a year or 2 to get to where we need, to get to that level or whatever. But I think that's a good approach, and it's that does make it about the kids, it's.
Well, and the other thing about it is, I mean, you got a bunch of guys doing this. Have been all of us are pretty much former coaches. Well, some of us are still coaching. Me and Chad still run the football or run the baseball program for the most part. You're a former, and you're still coaching track. And I mean, going back before that, I mean, we were all big parts of. Still are sort of parts of the wrestling family and all that kind of stuff, and
lumberjacks coming up.
Lumberjacks and Little League, and we just we're just all big supporters of Brookville Raider athletics in one form or another, and we like to showcase these kids. I mean, they come out and they work hard, and the coaches work hard. I mean, a lot of people don't give them enough credit for the time that they put in and away from their families, and they don't make a ton of money.
No, we know that the pay does not
equal
the hours.
No,
put it that way.
I know it roughly works out to about $2 an hour is what it comes out to be. But
if you're lucky.
Yeah, but I mean, as you know, Shaq, you certainly don't do it for the money.
No,
you do it because you love the sport and you love the kids, and that's all part of it. But these guys also need to be recognized for the stuff that they do, and that's why we're here, is to bring you these games, showcase these athletes, showcase these coaches, let you know the kind of work that goes into it, and it's a big thing, but we enjoy doing it, and we hope that we can get some sponsors to help us grow this and make it even bigger. So be sure to contact Ben. We can't do it without you. And for the coach, Scott Park, and Rob LeBenny, and Chad Weaver, who will be back on the air with us Friday night. And, of course, Ben Fiskus and Billy Blake, your Blue Nation Network team. We're looking forward to seeing you Friday night. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully this is going to be better than ever. So
Sounds good.
have a
Peace
good
out.
Saturday, guys.